Las Plagas is sort of an abstract entity within the world of Resident Evil 4. While we do know what the parasite is, the versatility that it seems to have is almost infinite, with different strands of the parasite giving different abilities based on experimentation and various strains of parasitic genes. It's a fascinating organism that can do everything from turn you into a hulking monster to regrowing your head if ever you should happen to lose it. Las Plagas as we know it originates from an unknown region of rural Spain. First discovered by the Los Iluminados sometime around the 15th century, the Plagas were worshipped by this group as a form of deity, with the cult using the mind-controlling aspects of the parasite to help recruit its members. During the time of the Spanish Inquisition, however, the first Castilian of the Salazar castle led a crusade against the religion, driving them out of the region and stealing away their divine parasite beneath the Salazar castle. Centuries passed, and it seemed as if Las Plagas had been all but forgotten about, its only relevance to the modern-day region relegated to the stories told to children passed down by their grandparents, until one day the 8th Castilian of that same castle, in association with the long-forgotten cult, decided to excavate the parasites in an attempt to revive the religion. And though the parasites that were found had been long since fossilized, spores in the air were inhaled by the miners, allowing the parasites to find new life inside of the central nervous system of the workers and be extracted for study. With Las Plagas now back in their possession, Los Iluminados once again took up major footing in the rural region of Spain, their efforts now fixated on returning the parasites to their former glory through experimentation.
No longer will the United States think they can police the world forever. So, we kidnap the president's daughter in order to give her our power, and then send her back.
No. Leon, I think they shot something in my neck.
What did you do to her?
We just planted her a little gift.
Las Plagas as an organism has some very interesting characteristics. For starters, as speculated by Luis Serra, Las Plagas is a social organism, able to communicate with other parasites through a collective consciousness somewhat like a hive mind, with their communication possibly achieved through ultra-high frequency sound waves. These sound waves being a way that dominant Plagas seemingly control lower level parasites.
Sadler!
Perhaps you can resist, but you cannot disobey. Now, come to me, Ashley.
Ashley!
Plagas come in many shapes and sizes, and through the experiments of Los Iluminados, we can see the results of Plagas in other types of species such as the salamander in the case of Del Lago, or the wolf in the case of the colmillos. However, the predominant strands of the parasite seem to take on a few various forms. The first of these forms is known as Plaga A. These Plaga are the weakest of the strands, being the first ones that you'll encounter. Plaga A takes on the most disheveled appearance, with several long tentacles protruding from the host's makeshift head. This strand of parasite has the ability to sprout a long blade-like tentacle able to extend its reach at will. The second of these forms is known as Plaga B. This strand of Plaga takes on a much more cohesive form than the first, almost taking the form of some sort of animal with leg-like appendages extruding from its flexible body as well as a mouth of sorts. Plaga B also has the ability to extend its entire body, covering short distances to attack its prey. Its bite is also one of the most deadly attacks that you can encounter. The final of the most common Plaga types is simply known as Plaga C. This type of Plaga is seemingly quite a bit more advanced than its predecessors, with its most notable ability being that it can free itself from its host. These Plaga are able to spit a type of acid at their prey, and once detached from their host, leap small distances to pounce on their foes. Beyond these more common parasites, you also have other offshoots that we know less about, such as the very large Plaga which sprouts out of the back of the El Gigante, as well as the leech-like Plagas that cluster in the bodies of the Regenerators and Iron Maidens. However, the most important parasite under the banner of the Los Illuminados has to be the dominant species Plaga. Dominant Plaga are among the most rare and powerful Plagas that we have knowledge of. These Plaga have been modified by the Los Illuminados cult so as to allow for the host to retain control of their mind and control the parasite. These Plaga are often given to higher level members in the Los Illuminados cult, such as Torres Mendez and Ramon Salazar. As previously stated, these parasites imbue the host with the ability to retain all of their previous personality, as well as allowing them to control lower-level Plagas organisms. Not only that, but they also seem to have the ability to empower the host, giving them abilities otherwise impossible for a normal human.
Leon, now!
Las Plagas will be a constant threat in your journey through rural Spain. Whether infesting the local wildlife or having taken on amazing abilities through experimentation, these are not foes to be taken lightly, even if they do have a weakness to bright lights.